Hello friends, how are you once again? So welcome to the CFAT Canadian Forces Aptitude Test Practice Test questions on problem solving questions and answers. So this is now the part 2 of the problem solving section. So in this video here that you see on YouTube, I made the answers from questions on problem solving from questions 1 to 15. I made a video regarding the solutions or the answers to questions 1 to 15 in my last video in part 1. So in this video now, I'm doing the part 2 of the problem solving section that will involve the solutions. So without further ado, I'm now moving to a different screen right there. So number 16, the adult height of a man is about 1.19 times his height at age 12. Miguel is 1.5 meters tall at 12 years of age. What would his predicted height be as an adult? So the answer here is letter D. Solution. So we are given 1.19 times the height at age 12. So all we need to do is to multiply 1.19 times 1.5 meters. Remember that we're using you're gonna use long multiplication because there are no calculators allowed in the CFAT. So it's a must that you know how to divide, to multiply, to operate fractions via a longhand, the old-fashioned way, old school way of doing things, because it's not allowed in the CFAT. So anyway, that's the result right there. If you multiply 1.19 by 1.5, we get 1.785 meters, which is letter D. Okay, moving on to question 17. Josie buys 2.4 kilogram of beads for 3.25 per kilogram. How much will her beads cost? So the answer is letter D. And this again will involve multiplication, as we can see in the solution here. So this will involve multiplying 2.4 by 3.25, which we are given here. And then again by longhand multiplication. So cost is equal to 2.4 times 3.25, and we get 7.80. Right there, letter D is the answer. Number 18. The number of moons around a planet is 5 times more than the number of rings. But Uranus has 15 moons, so how many rings does the planet have? The correct answer here is C. So we analyze a little bit here. So the number of moons is more than the number of rings. So that's what's it saying here. It's 5 times more moons than the number of rings. So just on the choices here, we would predict that the answer would be less. So then get the solution. Moons is 5 times the number of rings. So then rings is equal to the number of moons divided by 5. So we are given Uranus has 15 moons. All we have to do to find the rings of Uranus is to divide 15 divided by 5. So we get 3. Okay. So as expected, it's less. So then we got D as the correct answer. Okay. So now we move on to question number 19. Molly increased her original score as a bowler by 20%, giving her a new score of 75. What was her original score? So the correct answer is C, 62.5. So we are given that the new score was 75 and the percent increase is equal to 20%. So our solution will involve, so we'll let X be the original score. So the new score, the formula for the new score would be the original score plus 20% of the original score. So then we put that into an equation. 75 is equal to X plus 0.2 or 20% times X. So now we simplify the equation. We got 75 is equal to 1.2x because we are adding x plus 0.2x, we get 1.2x. So then we got x is equal to 75 divided by 1.2. So then we get x as 62.5, which is the letter C in here. Okay. Next, number 20. Which fraction comes next in the following sequence? So we get following sequence: 1/3, 6/10, 15/21, 28/36, 45/55, 66/78. So the correct answer here is B. And I'll show you how we arrive at B. So the solution is to reduce. Step 1 is to reduce each to lowest fraction form. So if we reduce this sequence here into its lowest fraction form, we will get this sequence here. So we got 1/3, 3/5, 5/7, 7/9, 9/11, 11/13. So we notice here a pattern. The top part of the fraction is odd number starting with 1, and the bottom part of the fraction is an odd number starting with 3. So therefore, the next fraction in the series is 13/15. So we see here, so we got 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 in the top part of the fraction. And the bottom part of the fraction, 3, 5 starts with 3 and then goes on to 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. So then we expect the bottom part to be 15 and the top part to be 13. Yeah. So that's how we get 13/15. However, we don't see 13/15 on the choices. So we will now go to step 2, is to multiply 7 both to the numerator and the denominator of the fraction. Multiply 7 times 13, we get 91. We multiply 7 times 15, we got 105, sorry. So then we form the fraction by just putting 91 to the numerator or the top part, and then 105 to the bottom part. the denominator of the fraction, and so we get 91 over 105, which is choice B, which is the final answer. Okay, moving on to 21. Suppose milk is selling for 87.5 cents per liter. How many liters can you buy with $20? So the correct answer here is 23 liters. So just by reading the problem, we know that the answer here would be more than 20. It's gotta be more than 20 because 1 liter cost only 87.5 cents. It's lesser than $1. So that means, and then we got $20, so that means we can buy more than 20 liters. That means choice A and choice C are both eliminated. So we are left with B or D. Okay, so just by simple analysis here. So then we go to the solution. We divide $20 by 0.875 using long division once again because no calculators allowed. So we get 20 divided by 0.875, we get 22.9, and so the answer is almost 23 liters, and so we get letter D. Okay, number 22. Find the result of 15 times 1.5 minus 0.2 times 30.1 plus 0.0625 divided by 0.625. So the answer here is 16.58. And we will prove that in our solution. So in our solution, we are given the following operations here. And so it looks complicated, but it's easier if we group the operations. So step 1 is to group the operations. We just put a parenthesis on 15 times 1.5 and another parenthesis on 0.2 times 30.1, another parenthesis on 0.0625 divided by 0.625. So step 2 is to perform the operations in the parentheses. So we get 22.5 minus 6.02 plus 0.1. And so we get 16.48. So how did we get 16.48? We just subtracted 6.02 from 22.5. We get 16.48. And then we finally add 0.1. So we get 16.58 as the final answer. So that's why we get letter C. Okay, number 23. Max tells you that 2 years ago he was 12 years older than he was when he was half his current age. How old is Max? So the answer here is letter C. Get to the solution. We let X as the current age of Max, and we let X minus 2 the age of Max 2 years ago. So we got a statement here that 2 years ago Max was 12 years older than half of his current age. So then we need to transform that statement into an equation. So then we got X minus 2 is equal to 12 plus X divided by 2. Okay, all we did was to transform the statement. So then we simplify now the equation. We get x minus x over 2 is equal to 12 plus 2. So we just transpose the x, the ones with x, variable x to the left side, and then the constants to the right side. So then we got x over 2 is equal to 14. So x therefore is 14 times 2, which is 28. So x is equal to 28 years old. That's choice letter C. Moving on to 24. 1/4 of 3.2 liters subtracted from 2/3 of 9.6 liters is twice how many liters? So the correct answer here is 2.8 liters. Now we go to the solution. We let x the unknown amount of liters. And so again, based on the statement here, we need to transform that statement into a mathematical form. So we got 2/3 times 9.6 minus 1/4 times 3.2 is equal to 2x. Okay, we go back again to the statement. 1/4 of 3.2 subtracted from 2/3 times 9.6 equals twice how many liters? So then that's the transformation into a mathematical formula. 2/3 times 9.6 minus 1/4 times 3.2 is equal to 2x. So then we simplify. We get 0.67 times 9.6 minus 0.25 times 3.2 is equal to 2x. Simplifying further, we get 6.4 minus 0.8 is equal to 2x. 5.6 is equal to 2x. So then, therefore, x is equal to 5.6 divided by 2. And then we got final answer, 2.8 liters is equal to x. So we get choice letter A. Okay. Now number 25, a box is 3 meters wide, 3 centimeters wide, 2 centimeters deep, and 4 centimeters high. So unit check, they all have centimeters as their unit, so no problem. If each side is doubled in length, what would be the total surface area of the bigger box? So surface area is the unknown here, not the volume. So we get B as the final answer, 208 square centimeter. We then go to the solution. So the small box as it was given is 3 by 2 by 4, all in centimeters. So the bigger box, it says double all the lengths of the sides of the smaller box. So we double 3, we get 6. We double 2, we got 4. We double 4, we got 8. So the bigger box is 6 by 4 by 8. We now solve for the surface area. So the surface area of a box has 6 faces. There's 2 on the top, there's 2 on the side, and then there's 2 on the width. Okay, so that's why we get the following formula here. Surface area of the bigger box is equal to 2 times 8 by 6 plus 2 times 8 by 4 plus 2 times 6 by 4. So we covered all the 6 sides. So then we got the surface area of the bigger box simplifying the equation, we get 2 times 48 plus 2 times 32 plus 2 times 24. We got 96 plus 64 plus 48. We got 208 as the final answer. 208 square centimeter. That is choice letter B. Number 26. The volume of a cylinder. Okay, now we're talking volume here. The volume of a cylinder is expressed by the formula V is equal to 3.14 times R squared H, where V stands for volume, R stands for the radius, and H is the height of the cylinder. Now, suppose the volume of a cylinder is known to be 141.3 cubic meter and its height is 5 meters. We are told to find the radius. Okay, and we got the following choices. So the final answer is 3 meters. Okay, so now we were given 1.41.3 as the volume cubic meters, and we got height as 5 meters. Okay, so going back to the formula that was given, V is equal to 3.14 times R squared H. We substitute the given and solve for the radius. 141.3 is equal to 3.14 times R squared times 5. We substitute. So we got 141 is equal to 15.7 R squared. So we got R squared is equal to 141.3 divided by 15.7. R squared is equal to 9. So therefore R is equal to 3 meters. The square root of 9 is 3. So we got 3 meters. Okay. Final answer is B. 27. Okay, we're getting close to the end here. Find the result of 0.0625 divided by 5 minus 0.125 times 3 plus 0.99 divided by 11. Now, just to note, this is similar to the question that we had earlier. Question number, just going back here. Question number here, number 22. 22 is similar to question number 27. So, we apply the same principle. We have to group the terms with parentheses. So we get 0.0625 divided by 5 minus 0.125 times 3 plus 0.099 divided by 0.011. We simplify the expressions in the parentheses. So we got 0.0125 minus 0.375 plus 9. So we got 8.63 as the final answer. Okay, which is letter C. Okay, number 28. So number 28, we got similar question here. Okay, but it's so small. The problem says it's calculate. Sorry for that little small font. But it says calculate 0.75 divided by 3/4 minus 0.75 divided by 3/8 plus 0.375 divided by 3/8 minus 0.625 divided by 1/8. So the final answer here is 1. So the same principle, we need to group the expressions by putting parentheses. We got 0.75 divided by 3/4 minus 0.75 divided by 3/8 plus 0.375 divided by 3/8 minus 0.0625 divided by 1/8. So we simplify, we got 1 minus 0.375 plus 1 minus 0.5, and then we got the final answer as 1.125. So we just selected the closest answer, which is 1, letter D. Number 29, second to the last question. In a random sample of Canadians, it was learned that 3/8 of them preferred carrot muffins, while 1/4 preferred bran muffins. If the population of Canada at the time of the sample was 33.7 million, what is the expected number of people who prefer either carrot or bran muffins? So just by understanding the question, it is requiring us to add the two fractions here. Okay, there's gonna be an addition of fractions. So the choices are I haven't put my haven't selected my answer here, but I'll show you the solution. So the solution is 3/8 plus 1/4 times 33.7 million. As I was saying, we need to add the two fractions, 3/8 and the 1/4, because it says 1/4. So 1/4 is 1/4. We add that to 3/8, and then we multiply the sum by 33.7 million, the population of Canada. It says right there. And so we get 3/8 plus 2/8. So 2/8 is equivalent to 1/4. We need to make sure that we have the same denominators so that we can add. So then we get 5/8 times 33.7 million. We got 21.0625, which is letter D. Now, if you look at the choices, C and D are very close to each other, so we will pick letter D because that is the most accurate most accurate answer and the correct answer. Okay. I can highlight this, see if I can highlight. Can't highlight. Anyway. So we go to the last question. Yay! We finally reached the end here. My video is getting longer. Hope you're not getting bored. Okay. So number 30. A little bit of a construction scenario here. In 1 hour, a machine can dig a hole with diameter 10 centimeters through a 1.75 meter depth of consistently hard rock. So we notice right away here that we have two different units, 10 centimeter diameter and 1.75 meters. So meter and centimeter, different units, just for your information. So continue. The machine is required to dig to a total depth of 112 meters. If the machine is used for a total of 7 hours per day, how many days will it take for the machine to complete the task? Okay, so we got 10 as the answer here. Now we analyze the given. We were given the depth of dig per hour is 1.75 meters. The work time is equal to 7 hours per day. And then the total depth that needs to be dug is equal to 112 meters. So pretty much straightforward solution. Step number 1 is to solve for the daily depth of dig. So we just multiply 1.75 times 7. We got 12.25 meters per day. And that's the depth of the dig in 1 day. Okay, 12.25 meters. But the task involves 112 meters, so it's deeper. So then the step 2 is to solve for the total number of days to complete the task. So all we need to do is to divide the total depth divided by the daily depth of dig. So 112, which is given, divided by 12.25, we get the total days of 9.14. So now if we think about this a little bit here, 9.14, there's an extra 0.14, so we just reduce, we just make it 10 days, because 9 days plus 0.14 of a day, it just makes sense to use 10 days as the answer here, because in the choices we got A as 9 and 10 is letter B, and 10 is the correct answer, although 9 is there, but we got 9.14 in our calculation, so we chose 10 days as a correct answer. Okay, so that's it for the problem solving of the CFAT practice test solutions. I hope I have in a way help you in preparing for your CFAT test, and I wish you the best wish you all the success in your endeavors. Okay, so cheers, have a good one, and hope you pass your CFAT test and successful in your career in Canadian Armed Forces. Okay, take care and cheers, have a good one.